This, Your Highness, is Dumbed Down Life number 88.
I hear bored people.
Play with the gods, submit my commandments, and I wear a lightning rod. Barefoot in the water, calling the shots, creating my own time zone, and for all that I've done, paints my great invention. With every thought, with every word I speak out loud, I'm setting in motion what the universe brings to me. When I punch, it strikes back on me. So be kind, so believe, so say love, so say peace. Spreading the roots, the seed I hold in my hand, yet I'm shaking it
And that was Daniel Link with Be Kind, and you can find Daniel at daniellink.com. Hiya, Darren.
Good evening, sir.
And how are you?
I'm not too bad. I've just got out of bed.
You sound a little bit brighter than you did yesterday, I have to say.
I'm not sure that I am or not. I think it's brisk out there, and it just wakes you up a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, just a little.
Is it getting a little bit more like winter up where you are as well, is it?
It was -3 on the way to work this morning. Yes, did have to defrost my car.
Well, I'm taking the training to work today, so I'm going to have to defrost myself on a brisk walk down to the station. Now, when we started doing the Dumbed Down Life, we really wanted to try and be topical. And I think we recorded several different shows, and by the time we'd put them together, somebody had already invented the wheel, and the light bulb was nothing new anymore, and we dropped the whole idea of trying to be topical and went for, let's just talk about anything. We're dangerously close to being topical on this show, aren't we?
On a daily basis, yes.
I've been kept in this data center, guarded away from any radios and news and internet and everything. So I was utterly surprised today to come home and look at the BBC website and find out that there is a royal wedding on the books next year. And I'm fed up with it already. What about you?
I kind of didn't know what was going on, because although I'm not shut away, I do have internet access at work. I am vainly trying not to look at the internet during the day and actually spend my working time working.
Yeah.
So while I'm at work, I've closed all Twitter feeds. I only get the direct messages and tweets from specific people to my mobile phone, but I have no Twitter client running on the computer. I don't look at the news as such. I briefly looked at the news for about 10 minutes while I was eating my lunch, and that's pretty much it. So I'm kind of aware that there is going to be a royal wedding next year, but I haven't been sort of like swamped by it, so I'm not fed up with it yet.
Well, I saw the news, and it's William will be getting married to Kate Middleton next year. And so I clicked on the little video to see, perhaps it was a press announcement or whatever. But no, they've already started with the this guy who went to university with Harry with William had this to say. And I stopped the video when it got to, and Kate Middleton's hairdresser had this to say.
For Christ's sake. No.
I don't want to know.
The one thing that I don't know about, and I do class myself as a royalist.
Yeah.
In that,
as opposed to a roundhead.
Yeah. I like the fact that we have the royal family, and I have said this before on the show. I like the fact we have a royal family. I like the whole sort of tradition and everything. I do feel it's a very expensive tradition that we have, but I like the whole thing about it. The one thing I don't know. She gets married. She marries Prince William, right?
Yes.
What's Prince William's surname?
I want to say Windsor.
So do I.
But I'm not sure.
Because somebody sent me a tweet. Or somebody posted a tweet. And it said about her surname becoming Wales. Which makes her Kate Wales, which is really, really close to somebody who's on the X Factor.
Oh, God.
And that's a really bad thing. Okay, fine, great, whatever. But I can't see why she's called Wales. I know her
grandfather and
her
father-in-law.
Her father-in-law to be is Prince Charles, the Prince of Wales. But I'm not sure whether that becomes their surname, because when Prince Charles becomes king, he vacates the role of Prince of Wales. The Prince of Wales is traditionally the title given to the heir apparent. So if they follow tradition, when Prince Charles becomes king, then Prince William will become the Prince of Wales, because he is the next in line to the throne.
Has he said whether he will become king. I thought there was discussion at one point of it skipping him. and
There's
it become-
constant talk about it, but basically no. He's
No.
not said anything. It's all press speculation of the fact where you're an old guy and you've been waiting for years. You've not really done anything, and once your mum pops the clogs and goes, you'll become king for how long? And it's kind of like. Shall we just like have a new young guy in there instead?
Yeah.
I can't see him having spent his entire life waiting for it. I can't see him saying, "Oh, do you know what? That's a really good idea. I'll
Yeah.
not be king, and I'll just be the king's the king father."
King's dad.
Is it
King
king
father.
father? Yeah, the queen mother. Does he become the king father? I don't know.
King Daddy. Yeah.
Yeah. But what does William use as his name in the army? As in, is he Corporal Wales or whatever rank he is? Is he Windsor or is he Wales? I just can't figure out what her surname will be.
Don't know. We'll have to have a look at that. Of course, if you were following the royals on Twitter, you'd have known about this ages ago.
Quite probably, yeah.
I put the needle in a groove to a song that fits the mood. I watch the record spin around into a wall of sound. Yeah. Bright red chords, so jet like vinyl, dancing to the beat. The music is primal. Bright red chords, so jet like vinyl, dancing to the beat. The music is primal. It hits my hips before my mind. My feet are walking over time. Shoes slapping on the floor. Come on, let's rock some more. Yeah. Bright red chords, so jet like vinyl, dancing to the beat. The music is primal. Bright red chords, so jet like vinyl, dancing to the beat. The music is drenched in sweat, but we ain't done yet. We'll be drenched in sweat, but we ain't done. Bright red chords, so jet like vinyl, dancing to the beat. The music is primal. Bright red chords, so jet like vinyl, dancing to the beat. The music is primal. Bright red chords, so jet like vinyl, dancing to the beat. The music is primal. Oh, yeah. You know I feel it.
That was Loomis and the Lust with the song called Bright Red Chords. You can find more about Loomis from loomisandthelust.com.
So when I was looking for the music for this show, I was looking for PodSafe cover versions of Beatles songs
Yeah.
because of the other big news today. I couldn't find any.
Sorry, wait. 2 topical stories
I
in
know.
one episode?
I know,
Oh, my
yes.
goodness.
I tried to find, and the only thing I could find that's PodSafe and sort of Beatles related was Blake Morgan with Maybe I'm Amazed, and we played that probably last week, so I'm not playing it again.
We have kind of played it to death.
I played it today, yeah. Probably going to retire that one for quite a while. But yes, the other big news today is that Apple have done a deal with the remaining Beatles and EMI and Apple Core Music so that Beatles music is now available on iTunes. Now, is that such a big story? Is it as big a piece of news as they're making it out to be, or is it just a complete letdown?
I think that it's quite good that Beatles stuff in general, because was it only last year that they did the Guitar Hero or Guitar Rock Band?
I think it was either last year or the year before, yeah.
That they released the Beatles version of one of those games. Is it going to be relevant to anyone other than beyond our generation? I'm not sure that anybody in their 20s and younger really gives a monkeys about the Beatles anymore, or the monkeys for that matter.
Or the monkeys, yeah. But apparently, the Beatles are still one of, if not the biggest selling artists each year in, year out.
It will be interesting to see whether they're still that big in digital sales, because I would suspect that the biggest audience for the Beatles are not the biggest audience for digital music.
And potentially already have the CDs anyway, so they
potentially already have the vinyl,
have ripped
the
them
CDs,
onto, yeah.
the 8-track. Yeah.
Yeah, 8-track. Wow, there's a blast. I don't know. I can't make my mind up whether it's a big story or not. I think it kind of is, because they're one of the...
They're one of the last sort of stalwarts that have said, no, we won't.
Yeah. There's not many major artists now that aren't on iTunes.
Yeah.
And I think something Paul McCartney said, I was reading the news reports, he said a little while ago, one of the major sticking points of it's been EMI. It hasn't been the Beatles.
Right.
Or the... see, the thing is, Apple Corps, I believe, is run by the two remaining living Beatles and the wives stroke... Yeah, they're both wives. The wives of the other two that have died.
Right.
So it's George Harrison's wife, Yoko Ono, and George and Ringo.
Yeah.
They are sort of like the board of Apple.
Paul and Ringo, not George and Ringo.
What did I say? George and Ringo?
You did.
Oh dear. Whoops. Yeah. So they have to reach a consensus opinion before they allow anything to happen with the Beatles brand.
Yeah.
And apparently that can take an awful long time for things to happen, because obviously Paul's
Nobody
off
likes
touring.
to talk to Yoko.
Yeah, nobody will talk to Yoko. And I think they've buried that and sorted it, but they're all off doing their own thing. And I suppose getting them all in one place for long enough to actually sort out an agreement is kind of difficult. Then they've got to reconcile that with EMI, who is the other partner of the label or something, and then they've got to match that with whoever it is that wants to use their music. That they've all got to agree. So it'd be EMI, Steve Jobs, and the four remaining Beatles, the four representatives of the Beatles, all have to agree on something.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that just takes a shitload of time to get sorted out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
and EMI is not going to be represented by a single.
They're going to be a team of lawyers who then have to go back to and then come from. So I can see why it took so long, especially when there's the sort of niggle about Apple Corps and Apple. Apple Corps being the Beatles record label and Apple being the company of who obviously run iTunes. There was a big battle that only got resolved in 2007 about the whole thing, because when Apple Computing started getting larger, they had some sort of contract with Apple Corps that Apple Corps wouldn't branch out and move into computing in any way, and Apple as a company wouldn't move into music, which of course obviously has been completely screwed by the iPod and by iTunes. So there was a massive battle going on between those two up until about 2007. And that's kind of got resolved, which paved the way for them to get the music on iTunes. But it's taken them, another 3 years to get it sorted?
Yeah.
And I think now that the one of the last major bands that aren't on there now are AC/DC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're still not on there.
That surprised me.
Yeah, I've searched quite a few times, and I did read. There was somebody else, and I can't remember. I think Led Zeppelin are on there.
But the thing is, nowadays, if you're not on iTunes, where is the next place that you will look if you can't find something on iTunes?
What, online?
Yeah.
I'd pirate it.
What you're trying to say is that you are not familiar with the next.
Well, I don't know what the next place is. I know Coke have got their own thing, but I've never been there. No, if I can't... Hang on, my phone's ringing. Damn it. Just bear with me.
I certainly will.
Hello, mate. So I know Coke have got their own marketplace or something. Never been there. I couldn't tell you where else to go and get digital music from.
I believe that Amazon do.
Do they?
Possibly, maybe. But my worry would be if I download something from somewhere else, is it going to be DRM locked to their player?
Or
will it work on my iPod?
Can I put it on the iPod? Yeah, I mean, I am very, very much locked into using my iPod and therefore using iTunes.
Yeah.
I quite happily will go out and buy a CD, rip it and put it on there and play, which is technically illegal.
Is it still?
Yeah, they still haven't caught up with the whole idea. It is still illegal to
They
copy
haven't got caught up with the whole idea of taping stuff.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that and the whole sort of the Twitter joke trial thing. The law needs to catch up with technology.
Oh, the Twitter joke trial thing can be an entire different show because
I'm sure it could
my
be.
father and I had a very lengthy conversation on that one.
Okay, we'll do that one tomorrow. But I think that still technically is illegal to copy, to rip off your CD that you've purchased so you can listen to it onto a portable music player. So, but yeah, I would openly admit that I would pirate music if I couldn't find it on iTunes.
You're listening to Dumbed Down Life.
So, just as long as Lance hasn't been carted away and put in prison for illegally downloading music, we'll be back here again, same time, same place tomorrow.
You can call the Dumbed Down Life crew on 07092 274 759.
You can follow us on Twitter. Our account name is dumbdownlife.
The email address is ddl.podshow@gmail.com. The website address is www.dumbdownlife.com.
Fantastic. Yep. No, that's fine. That's fine. No, that's fine. Oh, brilliant.
What we could do here is
That's-
put in our own
that's-
words
keeps everybody happy then, doesn't
to
it?
the other half of Lance's conversation.
All right, then, mate. Bye-bye.
See, what was it? Here's the question for today. Here's the
Sorry?
write in with your comments, people. What was it that makes everything fantastic and great for Lance? We won't tell you the answer now, but maybe in a later show. Meanwhile, the best comment.
Yeah, why not?
We've got to finish off your telephone conversation for you.
Okay, I'm game for that. I had thought about trying to edit it out, but no, why not? I'll leave it in.